Kendric Mosley only wished for a peaceful afternoon by the pool. But when two cops arrived to question whether he belonged there, a quiet neighbor started recording, and their neighborhood would never be the same. That he slid into his flip-flops, picked up his stainless steel thermos packed with iced hibiscus tea, tucked his worn copy of The Spook Who Sat by the Door under his arm, and took the short walk from his townhouse to the pool. The air in Marietta, Georgia, carried that heavy late summer feel, but the wind kept it bearable. Kendric enjoyed the walk, passing neat hedges, the worn-out no loud music sign, and the patch of grass where kids from the neighborhood left their bright water guns. He picked a chair by the deep end and made himself comfortable. For 20 minutes, there was nothing. He read, took slow sips. He shifted his sunglasses and pushed Monday out of his mind. Then he saw the black and white patrol SUV creeping by. The gate, easing to a stop, then reversing. Two officers got out. They moved without any rush, but with that dull sense of purpose, like they already had a target in mind. Kendric's shoulders stiffened. He straightened up, closing his book gently. "Afternoon," the taller officer said, his hand resting on his belt. "Mind telling us what you're up to here?" Kendric blinked. "I live here, just spending time by the pool. Can we see your ID?" the other cop asked. He had pale skin, sharp edges to his face, and the sort of look that rarely blinked. Kendric reached into his bag. "Sure, I've got my key card as well." "Is something wrong? We got a call," the taller one said, Officer Trent High. "Someone reported a suspicious person loitering by the pool." Kendric handed him his driver's license and the key card for the complex. Suspicious how, he didn't say. Instead, he passed the card to his partner, Corporal Bryce Fenwick, who studied it like plastic was something new to him. Fenwick glanced up. "You said you live here. Which unit?" "For 12B, bought it back in April." "I've got my deed at my place if you want to see it." Fenwick lifted an eyebrow. "For 12B? Huh. That's not the usual profile we get for that unit." Kendric heard the tone. He'd come across it before. Polite words packing an accusation like a stone in a gift that he breathed out through his nose. "Look, officers, I'm not here to cause any trouble. I'm just sitting here reading. That's all." Harley flipped through a small notepad. "You got any guests? Anyone planning to join you here?" "No, just me." There was a pause. One of those drawn-out silences where no one says what they actually mean. From a second-floor balcony in the building across the courtyard, someone was watching. Tessa Brindley leaned gently against the railing, phone in hand, thumb ready over the record button. She knew Kendric. They weren't close friends, but they chatted often enough, about their dogs, traffic on Roswell Road, and which Thai spot delivered on time. She didn't like how those officers stood. Too close, too easy with their questions. Fenwick slowly gave the key card back. "All right, just doing our job," but he didn't move. He glanced around like he still expected Kendric to slip up somehow. "You get it, right?" High said. "It's nothing personal. We just check when we get a report." Kendric rose to his feet. "I get it, you're here because someone figured I didn't belong." Nobody said a word back. But farther down the street, another neighbor strolled her golden retriever by the pool gate and didn't even get a look. Kendric didn't shout. He didn't. Some might think a person in his place would. He'd figured out long ago that the more he raised his tone, the less folks paid attention, so he stayed calm. Still standing, he met Officer Halley's gaze directly. "Let me ask you this. Did the caller mention what exactly I was doing that made them uneasy?" Halley scratched his neck. "They only said there was a man they didn't know sitting by the pool. Looked like he didn't belong here. No talk of threats, arguments, or any trouble." "No, then I'm just a man by the pool reading and drinking tea." Corporal Fenwick clicked his pen. "Sir, we don't place the calls. We just answer them. And right now, that's what we're doing." Kendric kept his hands where they could see, his tone even. "I get it. But what I'm saying is I've been here for months. I pay my dues like anyone else. If someone can call the police on me for this, then what am I really allowed to? The space between them turned tense. Fenwick stepped in a little. You don't have to get defensive. Kendric stayed put. I'm not being defensive. I'm just being real. All right, sir, High cut in. Let's not make this bigger than it is. Can you confirm for us one more time? Do you live alone? Anyone else staying with you? Kendric let out a slow breath. I live with my sister. She works nights. She won't be back till later today. No guests, no loud noise, nothing illegal. Just trying to use what I pay for. Fenwick scribbled something in his notepad. Didn't say what it was. Then he came back to it. Can you take us to? Opened his laptop again. The files he'd sorted 2 nights earlier were still there, each one labeled, timestamped, organized like exhibits in a trial. He clicked on the folder titled Pattern, and looked at the expanding list. Screenshots, emails, even a picture he'd taken 2 months back of a handwritten note left on his windshield that said, "Keep the volume down. People have jobs." That was from a Sunday afternoon when he'd played jazz on his Bluetooth speaker for just 12 minutes. He started a new email. Subject, formal complaint about incident on August 13, 2025. He didn't write it like he was angry. He wrote it like someone worn out from not being trusted. He stuck to the facts, time, place, officers' names, described what happened at the pool, attached a link to the video Tessa had recorded, mentioned the other neighbor, Mr. Fry, who texted later that he'd heard it all from his patio and would vook.